No Talent Beats.
For a beat at some point in time, you know what I'm saying? What up, world? We back. We back. Well, I'm back. Shout out to my boy Sean, but you know that man is booked and busy. So he's not going to be in class today. It's like when you get to class, you know, you're excited, like, "Ooh, I can't wait to tell my boy what happened at the game last." Nope, can't do that. Class is pretty quiet today. So y'all just got me. But y'all know, at the end of the day, it's me, baby. The other half of the Educated Brothers podcast. And I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to being able to be here for y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. At the time of this recording, some of the things that I'm going to talk about may have came and went. But at the time of this recording, for example, my first topic for today, those of y'all that have been watching the show for a while now, we are on season, I'm comfortable saying season 3 or 4. I always forget. Sean's not here to remind me, but y'all know I'm a Knicks fan. I am a loyal Knicks fan, a struggling loyal Knicks fan. And last night's game, oh my goodness, was one of those where I got excited, right? When we beat Boston, we beat them 3-1. I was talking to, I was shout out First Class, Second Verse, Jason, my boy, he was on the show last week, and we were talking about being Knicks fans, right? And it's the things that I was fearful of, the things that I was excited about, and the things that I was fearful of are starting to show and rear their ugly ass head. You know, playing the Pacers is not something that I thought should be taken lightly regardless, right? Like I knew this was, I'm a believer that it's probably going to go to 7. Right? So watching the game last night, I'm watching it. We up by what? 14, 2.5 minutes left, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, whatever left in the game. I'm thinking, yo, all y'all got to do is play defense and we good. But then I had to remember being a Knicks fan is always going to be rough because they never make it easy. I was so upset watching that shit because how did y'all let this man, Aaron Neesmith, hit 6 3-pointers? 6 wide open. Oh my God. When I tell you I was so pissed off watching that game. And then I know Sean we got a thread, me, Sean, and one of my other boys, shout out SK. We got a thread talking about the game. And he gonna hit us up and go dog with mad G's. When I tell you I want to throw my phone across the room, Sean ain't here to hear this shit, but when he sees this shit, he gonna know how I feel. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. Don't hit me with the dog. Okay, because I see what's happening. This literally is what we did last series. We were against a team that got up big and let off the gas. We did the exact same thing. And then, not for nothing, when I was talking to Jason, I talked to everybody about this. Coach Tibbs, I really wish that you would see this, right? I really, really wish that there was a way through the ethos of the internet that you could see this. But you needed to do what you're doing a lot earlier. The chemistry of the team that you have with the second unit is not there. They're just chucking shots. They're not playing together. And the problem is you don't have a rotation. You got a 7-man rotation, and the team that we playing, they got a good 8-9-man rotation. And you might say, 1 or 2 players. Listen, if you watch ball, you know that means a lot. Having an extra player in that rotation means a lot. And it showed because we started letting our foot off the gas. When I tell you, if y'all let the Pacers win this series after Halliburton just did the Reggie Miller, I'm going to be livid. At least, I'm going to give y'all a shot because it's only one. I'm going to dial it back, right? I'm hyped. I'm too hyped. But the reason why, like I said, is because I had in my mind thinking, okay, this is going to be a tough series regardless. And then y'all made it tougher. Watching y'all make it tougher for yourselves is so annoying, okay? And I know it's only one. I'm aware. And some will say, oh, but you know, it could be worse. No, right now we're down 0-1. I do not want to be back talking to y'all on the next recording of this and saying, oh, we down 0-2. I don't want to. I promise you, if I have to, I'm going to be upset as soon as I walk in the door. The camera going to be on. It's going to be quiet just like it was today because I ain't going to want to say nothing. So shout out to my boys, but I need y'all to step up, okay? Because I'm not trying to go through that again, right? And the fact is, in terms of like free throws or getting fouls called, like it was even. Okay, so we not going to say like, oh, the refs wasn't. No, it was even enough. Y'all need to make y'all free throws. Last night was atrocious in terms of free throw percentage. It was horrible watching that shit, yo, as a fan. And then them tickets, yo, could you imagine having to go to the Garden, yo, watching these tickets? They said the nosebleeds, the ones at the top, pundit top, are $600+. Yo, you're all the way up there paying $600+ just to see this team. Yo, could you imagine paying $600 and you watch your team lose like that? I'm going to flip a fucking table. And then you got people who are on courtside. Yo, them tickets is like 15 grand. Yo, that can't happen again, y'all. I need y'all to tighten up. Get a wrench, whatever y'all need to do, tighten that shit up. As a fan, I haven't seen y'all in the Eastern Conference Finals in 20+ years. It's been a quarter of a century since the last time y'all have been here. Y'all need to play like it. Play like you want something, please. If y'all wanted to be that, okay, we give them that one because we just wanted to feel them out. Cool. 4-1. I love it. But y'all need to turn it around, and y'all need to turn it around now. So, at the end of the day, Knicks, I love y'all, but y'all need to do a lot better, okay? And I know if Sean was here, he'd be like, oh, you know, you don't know struggle because I'm a Jets fan. Yeah, Sean, I can't wait till you see this because at the end of the day, you know how I feel about the Jets. I'd say it if you wasn't here. You don't know the struggle for what I experienced, and I don't care what you have to say, okay? But while we are on the topic of sports, you know, I've been looking up, you know, things on ESPN, Bleacher Report. I follow a lot of those because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a big sports fan. And what I've been getting more into actually is the WNBA. And listen, I will say this. When it came to the WNBA, watching it growing up, like I never really watched it because I was a knucklehead little kid who wanted to just see a bunch of people dunk. I love seeing, you know, everybody dunk on somebody and stuff like that. And let's be real, like, They don't be dunking in the WNBA. I mean, there's like 2 women who be dunking, and it's like I wanted to see somebody get yammed on, but that doesn't happen. WNBA is getting really exciting now. Like I still don't have a team because I don't watch it enough to have a team, and it's like when you get a team, you got to stick with it, like being a loyal Knicks fan. But anyway, yes, where I'm going with this is there's been a recent, it's been circulating all over the internet, you know, the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark beef, if you will. I don't necessarily think there's like this underlying hate between the two of them. Like if you look at the way that Caitlin Clark does when they have these kind of tiffs, she don't really be saying nothing. It'd be more Angel Reese, but I don't think that has anything to do with her like hating Caitlin. That's just me personally. Like when that foul happened, if you're not familiar with it, this was a game where, Caitlin and Angel Reese's team, the Fever, were playing the LA Sparks, and she just fouled her, right? And I'm watching the game. You know, I watched the clip. I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched that clip, and I'm seeing, you know, she was really irate, like upset. And I've played ball, so I understand, like, sometimes you're going to get fouled, and, you know, you're going to be emotional and things like that. But, yo, that was a common foul. That was a regular – it might have been, like, a harder foul, but I don't think there was any, like, malicious intent behind it or anything. But now there's like a rhetoric behind it, like that she hates, that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Now, I'm always going to stand up for the sisters, right? But I'm also a realist when right is right and wrong is wrong. And there's no way to say right or wrong in terms of how you would respond in an emotional moment. Like when she got fouled, in her mind, it was a flagrant, right? That's why she got so hot. The one thing I don't agree with, and I'd say this for whoever player it is, the whole like, oh, I'm about to fight you now type of energy was like, it was a foul. Like, this is a sport that you play. Fouls are going to happen. Sometimes fouls are harder than others. I don't really think that was a flagrant kind of foul. But again, at the end of the day, people are going to feel how they're going to feel. So like Ryan Clark and RG3 have been going at it, you know, on the internet. If you haven't seen it, it's basically, long story short, RG3 is running with the rhetoric of like, oh, Angel Reese, she hates Caitlin Clark, and she's, you know, she was so angry and all of these other things. And it's like, I'm just listening to brother talking, and it's like, I have no idea. You played football, right? And they'd be a lot angrier, if you will, or emotional when they playing football. So for you to say like, oh, there's some hate, I don't think the word, like I personally, and I could be wrong, but I've never heard the words, I hate Caitlin Clark, leave her mouth. Now, if you want to go off actions, well, that's not necessarily in that case something that you can do, because if that's the case, you can say Draymond Green hates everybody in the NBA. He done stepped on Sabonis. He done punched his own teammate in the face. So you could say like, oh yeah, he's a this. Do I think that he's a problem? Yeah. Do you know why? It's not on the one action. My man has done this multiple times across the board, but it's not emotional in the sense of, yo, you fouled me, I'm going to get in your face because I don't like that you fouled me. It's more like, oh, you fouled me, oh, now I'm about to wild out, and it be over the top. This was, again, not one of those moments. It was one of those moments where Caitlin Clark, I don't know the height difference, but I'm comfortable saying Caitlin Clark at least like 6'2", 6'3". Angel Reese got to be above at least 6'7", 6'8". What you expect her to do? She wasn't going to block the ball. Like, you going up for a layup and you're essentially wide open. Like, you're going to get fouled. At the end of the day, it was a foul. We move on. But now diving into all of this hate stuff, it's like the problem that I have with it is, why does it have to be that? Why does it have to be, oh, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? Why does that have to be the rhetoric as opposed to these are two players who were playing and a foul happened? Like, I feel like they're trying to run with a narrative ever since they got drafted. Now, does she not like her? I don't know. I've personally never heard her say, I don't like her. I've heard the media say it. I've heard the media run with it and go, oh yeah, you can tell she doesn't like her. Look at how this, or she gets angry over this. Maybe she's just an emotional player. And maybe she does dive into some of the things that y'all are saying. And maybe that, because again, the internet is everywhere. Some people hear certain things, they see certain things, they take it and they run with it. I don't know the mindset of what she's going through, but as somebody who's played sports, who's someone who's watched sports, those of y'all that are checking out this video, if you've played sports, you've been in anything competitive, it don't even got to be sports related. It could be something competitive. You know, let's say, you know, you dance, right? And you dancing and the competition calls for two people to dance at the same time and one trips over the other and messes up their move. Like, yeah, you could be emotional, but what if they didn't do that on purpose, right? But again, these are two different players. So to say, oh, she hates her because of how she responds in those situations, I don't like that. You know, that rhetoric is kind of wild, because why does she have to hate them? Like, it was a foul. She got emotional. I think it was just a regular hard foul. It wasn't malicious. She didn't like push her out the air and try to hurt her or nothing like that. And some people say like, oh yeah, she extended her arm. Yo, it happens. You playing ball. Like, at the end of the day, a foul is going to happen. Now, flagrant fouls, those are completely different. If she slammed her on the floor, something crazy, I hear y'all. I get it. But if it's just a foul is a foul, and we move on. And actually, I think in one of the press conferences, again, you can tell by the way that she worded it that she's ready to move on from it. She might still feel a little bit salty about it, but I don't think it was any malintent, because at this point, if you don't like somebody, you gonna say it, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like, if no matter what, I'm gonna get paid at the end of the day, and this is not me telling you I hate you or I don't like you and I'm worried about a paycheck. Nah, like, this is competition. If she said, oh, I don't like you, why wouldn't she just say, I don't like you, right? But again, people heard this, they saw what happened, and now they're taking it and running with it. So where I was going with this, with Ryan Clark and RG3, is just Ryan Clark basically said he doesn't understand why RG3 is jumping in and jumping on the hate train. You know, like, again, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Like, why does it have to be that? He's making fun of her mannerisms and all those things. But in Ryan Clark's response, all he basically said was, you ain't really in a position to be saying these kind of things. And no shade. It wasn't like he was saying that he hates your lifestyle and the women that you date. But at the end of the day, a spade is a spade. You comment on a lot of things, or you've commented on something that, you know, you probably shouldn't be commenting on, bro. Like, you don't know the struggles of what a lot of the sisters go through, because you have dealt with white women. It's not like he said something that was far left. Like, he didn't come for your character. He, RG3 is like, oh yeah, and you came for my family. Like, nah, he didn't. He just said the aesthetic of how you had your pod set up or your interview set up, which is funny because she was there for clapping and all that shit in the back when you were saying everything that you were saying. But then when you responded to Ryan, where was she this time? Like, if you was proud to have her in the other one, why you wasn't proud to have her in this one, right? It's weird to me that that's what you heard him say, and now you feel like you're being attacked. It's like, yo, he was literally just telling you the aesthetic of what it looked like and the aesthetic of how you were running with it based on everything that actually happened. So again, how you upset that he said something that actually happened. And then this kind of comes back to my point originally. You responded emotionally. That was your emotional response to what he said to you. So now you want me to say that Ryan Clark hates you or that you hate Ryan Clark? Is that what I'm supposed to run with? Because that's what you're basically saying over a common foul, getting emotional. We can all agree it was just a regular foul, but now running with the rhetoric of, oh, she hates her. Why are you trying to say that she hates her? Because she was emotional? You responded emotionally to Ryan Clark. You did. Because you said, oh, he's spineless and all of the... When you use those kind of adjectives, you coming for somebody. And when you coming for somebody, it's probably because you feel some type of way. And why you feel some type of way? Because he said something that went against what you said? No, you said, not me, you. RG3 says, oh, you're coming for my family. There's certain lines you don't cross, and you sprinted past it. That's crazy because he didn't say that. But you didn't hear that. Why? Because you was being emotional. So now your emotion, you're allowed to feel the way that you feel. But when Angel Reese feels how she feel, it's a big deal. They say what one sin is not greater than another. If you're emotional and they're emotional, it's the same kind of thing. So one could run with that rhetoric. Nah, I mean, I'm just saying it's a foul, a common foul, hard foul, like we said. Yeah. Was she over responsive? Absolutely. But I'm not going to run with the rhetoric of hate. I'm going to run with the rhetoric of she's maybe an emotional person, and that's how she shows her emotion. When she's competitive, that's what happens, right? Maybe she was getting cooked and she ain't like it. Anybody who's played a sport or any kind of competition, when you getting cooked, that's not a good feeling. If somebody fouls you, you going to get tight because in that moment, I'm already up here because of what happened 3-4 plays ago, and now you fouling me, I'm going to take it out on you. That doesn't mean that you hate this person. That just means in this moment, I'm going to be emotional in how I respond to it. So all I'm saying is I don't like the whole rhetoric that the media is taking with saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, because until I hear her say it, those words leave her mouth, then we can go, oh yeah, y'all are right, because she said it. Until then, it's like, stop creating this. Just say like one player does certain things and another player does certain things. Right? I don't see y'all running with certain rhetorics in the NBA of how certain players might not like each other. Right? And some of these things are evident, but y'all won't say nothing. It's just, it's weird. That's all it is. It's a little weird to your boy. That's it. But in terms of the NBA, in terms of the WNBA sports and being competitive, that's the moral of the sports, right? And we always come back to the Knicks because they playing tomorrow, right? I'm going to watch the game tomorrow. And I swear, if y'all get up another 14, 15 points and this happens again, I'm going to be real pissed. All I need y'all to do is just show up and show out. That's it. All y'all need to do is do it for 4 straight games. Because I really don't want to have my heart go through the palpitations of going to a game 7. Can we just win it in 5 now? Just 4 straight. Just rack them off. Cool. And my last topic of the day that I actually want to discuss, it revolves around us as a people. I was talking to Sean about it before the episode, so he knows that this next thing, he's in this category. Well, no, I won't put him in the category. He told me not to. I don't know if y'all have heard, but Klarna. It's if you're not familiar with what Klarna is, it's an app where it's basically like a credit app. Like if, you wanted to rent a car or, get a trip or something like that, they pay for whatever you put down a certain amount and you just got to pay it off on times as it goes through or whatever. So there's been a report going around for Klarna now that says they are, in terms of debt, have collected because of people, $18.2 trillion. $18.2 trillion of various forms of debt because you can use Klarna for a lot of things. Now, I'm upset because I came on late to the Klarna party. My girl has been telling me forever, you put it on Klarna. You know, if you want something, you could put it on Klarna, especially if it's like, let's say it's $100. They break that payment down as like 4 payments. You know, $25 payments every time you get paid. You could do that. That's like gas. But what happens is people. So apparently the 18.2 trillion that has been accumulated is all bad debt. People who have decided not to pay back what they owe or have consistently paid it late. It's like, this is why we can't have nice things, because when we get something nice, listen, Klarna you could literally use for like everything. I'm talking groceries, fashion, like if you want to buy clothes, if you want to go on a trip, if you want to rent a car, if you want to do an Airbnb, Klarna was everywhere and you could use it for everything. And now they haven't like pulled back on certain things. But again, y'all, those of y'all that have been watching these episodes and been checking it out, I like to think that sometimes I'm thinking a couple steps ahead, right? Me and my boy, shout out to Najee, we was talking about this beforehand, planting seeds, right? Watering the seeds. It's also about having like that forward vision. So it's like I'm seeing what's happening in terms of debt, right? With Klarna, $18.2 trillion, remember. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But the way I foresee it going, if it doesn't get any better, one of two things is going to happen. Either A, Klarna is going to be kaput. You're never going to see it again, and you'll have to use the other ones where the interest rates are a lot higher, the APR rates are a lot higher. Or B, Klarna is now going to do what the other ones are doing, and their APR, the interest, all of those things are going to be higher because they've got to recoup this money. I'm upset because Klarna, like I said, I came on late to the Klarna train, and now I fear that it's about to be over. I feel like it's going to hit the station, hit that ending station, that last station, and go, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to go back. Because 18.2 trillion, I don't know how we come back from that. So I was talking to Sean, and Sean was saying that he's not one of those individuals. He pays his things on time. So I accommodate him. I'm one of those because at the end of the day, I want to make sure I can keep this. But those of y'all out there who use Klarna and use it to the ground and you don't pay your shit back, thank you. Thank you. Because of you, now we all are in trouble. It's like when you're in class and the teacher says, the next one of y'all to talk is going to make the whole class get detention. And you thought it'd be funny to go, ha, and just say something random. And now we all got detention. That's what the fuck about to happen now. I was just enjoying Klarna. I was just enjoying it. I bought maybe about 5 things on Klarna. Maybe. I'm comfortable. I could probably count it on one hand. I haven't really used it a lot. And now I know that shit's about to be gone because of y'all. Thank you. Thank you. All I've ever wanted was just nice things. And because of it, I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. But they said, and again, this is since last year, I think they said it jumped something like 34% in terms of bad debt. I think it went from 17% to 34%, something like that. Either way, that's a huge jump. If it happens again, it's more than likely going to surpass the 50% mark. They're not going to let that happen. I just know how, I've just paid enough attention to see how capitalism can work in this good old country of America. They're not going to just take $18.2 trillion of debt and just like disband the company. Nope. Some way, shape, or form, this is going to come back and bite us, the American people, in the ass. So I just hope you're ready for it. That's all. That's all. I hope so. Because of y'all, here we are. But before we get out of here today, I do want to make sure that not only everybody's good and, mentally everybody's getting better because, seasonal depression is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And we're finally starting to get some better weather. I know it's been raining. If you live Northeast up here, it's been raining for the past couple days and things like that. But I was talking to one of the producers. I know we said his name a couple times. His name is Najee over here at Bravery Studios. We're having a good conversation just about like that introspective style of thinking and how when you get those opportunities, you should really look at certain things a little bit on a grander scale, right? Like certain things that you do, right? I'll use a different example. Like if you're washing dishes, right? Let's say you wash dishes and the way that you wash them is like very quick. You just, I'm done with it. And the next thing you know, you look at the dish and there's a spot. After it's dried and everything like that, in those moments, the introspective thing could be, sometimes maybe I do rush through things, right? Maybe I am not putting my best foot forward, or I'm not so focused. Is everything all right? You know, because we don't always have those moments, right? We sometimes have those moments, but a lot of times we don't have those moments where we can just look inward and say like, maybe this happened because of something I did, right? And I'll use Najee's example because he plays games, I play games, and we're talking about it. And he was like, when it comes to like certain games that you play, maybe it's not the game's fault, right? Maybe it's not that the game is cheating. Maybe you're not taking accountability on, maybe I got to get a little bit better at this. Because then if you get better, the game won't be cheating as much because your skill has upgraded, right? And that can transition past that and think about the way that you are with what you're doing. Things that you say you want to do. Is there something that you want to level up on? Is there something that you feel in your heart you've always wanted to do, but something has been holding you back? It's okay if that something is holding you back, but take that moment to just go inward and say to yourself, like, why is that something happening? Is it because of me? Is it because of another? Because there could very well be outside variables. There's a lot of different, what those outside variables can be. But if the outside variable is things like, I don't know, I was in traffic, or, I was working late. Sometimes those variables can be used as a crutch, because even though you are tired, you could put in like an hour, because you'd put an hour into watching a show, or you'd put an hour into being on your phone just to relax. So sometimes maybe, and I can speak for myself, maybe it is something that you're doing or not doing, something that maybe there's a lack thereof, but you don't always have those moments to go inward because, you're working, you got this going on, you got that going on, there's a lot of things going on. Take some time for yourself, whether that's like an hour in the morning or right before you go to sleep, in the midday if you're taking a lunch break. Just think. Go inward if you need to. Maybe certain things you can change just by simply saying, I'm going to plant this seed right here. I'm going to water that bad boy, and I'm going to walk away, but I'll make sure I come back to water it, right? Again, little gem to just want to leave y'all with in terms of just introspection, just looking inward, making sure that you're okay so you can actually get the best out coming out. So with all that being said, I know this has been a short class. We'll call this a half day, right? But today has been great. We talk Knicks. Shout out to my boys. I just need y'all to step it up. WNBA, listen, fouls are going to happen, but also emotions are going to happen. Let the people play. Let the girls play, all right? Just let them play ball. It is what it is. Klarna, y'all people, get it together, pay your bills back. And if you don't, go ruin something like Chase or something else that's already a big conglomerate and they'll be fine, right? Don't ruin it for us, all right? With all that being said, love y'all. I'm going to see y'all next time. Next time, Sean should be in class, but who knows? That man booked and busy. So might just be me. But nah, I think he's going to be here, y'all. But with that being said, y'all be safe. Y'all be well. No talent beats. Play us out, brother.
No talent beats.